Hello. Today's warm-up is going to be in your workbook on page 353. You will need some tracing paper so that you can translate, reflect, and rotate. Remember to start by extending the line through the vector so that you have a straight line to follow as you translate down along XY. Here are the three pieces that you will need to be doing on that page 353. For problems 1 through 4, complete the table by describing the rigid motion that maps the original figure, so AB, onto its image, and the rigid motion that would map the image back to its original. So if we're going from the original to the image, and then from the image back to the original, undoing what you have just done. All right. So to get from AB to A prime B prime, we would reflect across line L, and that would map AB onto A prime B prime. To get back, we would reflect over line L again, going the opposite direction. For number 2, to get from AB to A prime B prime, this is a translation. And it is a translation along vector JK, because we start at J and head towards K. To get back to the original, we're going to switch directions. So we are still translating, but this time we're going to start at K and head back to J. Remember, if you're writing it in your workbook, you can use the little arrow over the top to indicate those vectors. Here I have ABC, and it appears to be translated down and to the right. We can be specific about those units. You can see it went to the right and then down, and you can count how many units there are there. So we're translating 5 units down and 7 units to the right. If we're going to start at the new version and go back to the original, we're going to need to use the opposite of those directions. So we will translate 5 units up this time and 7 units to the left. Number 4 appears to be a reflection. It could also be a rotation. To verify which one it is, we could look at the coordinates. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. If we look more closely, it does appear that C is in the same location, but D does not line up with D prime. So this can't be a reflection. It has to be a rotation. D was at the point -5, 7, and now it's at -7, -5. This is a rotation. We could either go 90, 180, 270 if we're going clockwise, or it could be 90 degrees counterclockwise. and they are rotating from the origin, or that point 0, 0. Now to get back to the original, if we're starting with the image, instead of rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise, this time we need to go the opposite direction. So rotate 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. In class, we're going to do 2 activities. One where we pick a translation, rotation, or reflection and sketch it on a sticky note. And then we'll do the take a stand activity where you claim which one you have on your sticky note. And then we're also going to draw a figure and follow some steps that are on the cards. This activity can't be done online, so that is pretty much it for you guys. Make sure that warm-up is completed on page 353 and that the table is filled in. Think about how you can undo the actions that you take for rigid motions. So if you're translating, how would you get back? If you're rotating, how could you go the opposite direction to get back to where you started? And if you're reflecting, what line are you reflecting over to get back to the original?